Hi guys, I'm sitting out on my front porch with my house plants, giving them a little sun. I'm probably going to have to bring them in though because it hasn't quite reached 50 degrees overnight and I don't want these guys to die on me. Although to be honest with you, I doubt they will because I've had a Norfolk pine outside and he's doing great. In fact, my little buddy's sitting right here. He's tilting funny because I just moved him over here today. Okay, guys. With that, today we're going to talk about being a master gardener. Now, I am not a master gardener, but if I was younger, I'm 57, I would definitely let that guy go by. I would definitely go for it. Go for it. Because I'm going to actually kind of walk around so you can see my plants too. This is the Boston fern, a pothos, more pothos, and a Brazil philodendron. And in this little birdhouse, we're going to put some little succulents in there. But anyway, being a master gardener, what you would do is you would call up like your county and ask them where the classes are. And then you would hook up with the group, and there's usually a series of classes once a week that you would go to. And while you go to them, they're going to teach you just about everything you could know about gardening. Now, it's not going to be a situation where you're going to know everything because hands-on is the big thing. The other thing that I would say is if you're somebody that, like maybe you're a mother at home and it's not practical, or like I'm retired and we're just at a different place in our lives, I've learned and I've acquired many skills just by being super diligent, asking a lot of questions from people that maybe are master gardeners. Like you can call up your county extension and ask them a bunch of questions whenever you have questions about things. And you can learn all kinds of things and even know more than a master gardener. Now, definitely, if you have the opportunity to go to the classes and it's not a big deal, you should do it. You should, try to do the things to be a master gardener. But not everybody's going to be able to do that. And so I want to encourage you to continue to educate yourself about gardening if that's your passion. I will tell you a couple things that I learned in the past. I have a friend that is a computer person, and people were paying $2,000 to do a class, and he said you could just buy the book, the C plus or something, A plus for computer guys. This was years ago. Learn the information. So if you didn't want to go to the classes, but you just wanted to fix your own computer. And I used to hang around with a lot of people that were in a Bible study group, and one of the guys there went to Bible school, and he said, you know what, Ruthie, the thing I found is some of the people that never went to Bible school knew more than the ones that did. And of course, as I grew up, I lived at a Bible school when I was a kid. My parents taught on staff, and I worked in church work a good chunk of my life. And so I would say that that is very true, that there's some people that are just, they study and study and study and they learn. And the main thing is hands-on. So, and getting back to the master gardener, say you love gardening. Don't just limit it to your backyard. Learn as much as you can, because the more you learn, the better you're going to be able to take care of your plants. You're going to be able to propagate them. And some of you are into gardening for financial reasons, so you'll have a better crop, better whatever you're working on, and it will bring you money into your pocket. But getting back to master gardening, lots of people have taken the classes and loved it. After they take the classes, they usually want you to volunteer and do some work with different community events and answer questions and that type of thing. And all these things will help you to be better. And so, consider it. Consider taking the classes on becoming a master gardener. And to go up a notch, if it's possible, take your whole family. You know, I don't think the class is that expensive, and it's something that you'll have the rest of your life. And you don't know what career opportunities that can bring to your family. And it's a nice thing that you guys can do together, too. Now, I know not everybody, some places are on lockdown and things like that. And, but those are little goals that you can put out there and discuss with your family and consider, or for yourself. Because right now, one of my passions, of course, is gardening. I have a little gentleman's hobby farm, so I enjoy learning. And I want to learn as much as I can because I want to be the best that I can be. And that's my goal. And of course, YouTube is a wonderful resource. There's so many people that know so many things about gardening and how things grow. I can't really recommend the channel because there's so many that I love to watch, to learn, and to grow my gardening skills. And I just feel like I'm at the bottom of the mountain where I'm just beginning to learn all the different things about gardening. And I'm hoping to get to the top, so to speak, and then roll down so I can really help other people. I mean, I feel like I can help people a little bit, but there's a lot of people that know a ton about gardening. And don't you want to be that person that if you love gardening, don't you want to do everything you can to make your plants grow and to get them to develop? And the other thing with that is you can learn and read books all day long, but there's nothing like the experience. Now, we do the bucket system, and Clay's going to be setting this up probably this week or next week. And this is from last year. And the reason it's not set up already is because we've had snow in upstate New York. We love this system. No bending over, no in the ground, no weeds. Pretty much there's weeds, but hardly any. But for us at our age, this is the perfect garden. We want to master it, get really good at what we grow in this, and so that everything is really nice. And every year we learn a little bit more. The same with the greenhouse. We learn to use more in the greenhouse. And we'll peek in the window. I guess I won't walk in right now. But I do a lot of house plants. But I also have things I like to, like at one time, one of the homes that I lived in before I met Clay, I planted like 100 rose bushes. I remember it was 88 rose bushes, not 100. It was 88 rose bushes. I planted in my yard one year just because I loved roses. I tried to learn as much as I could about roses that year. So even each plant can be a thing in itself. I got really into African violets. I learned a lot just from following one species. I felt like I just touched the tip of the iceberg. Like I learned things like people kept saying, don't get the leaves wet. And well, that's not true. You can get the leaves wet, but you should use warm water. They say water from beneath. Well, I used to pick up the sides of my African violet and run it through the sink. They'd say, put it in the shade. Well, I found that everyone I knew that had beautiful violets were putting them in the sun and just kept moving them back and forth because if they don't get enough light, they don't flower. And propagating them, I found that putting the violet, pick a leaf off, put it in a bottle of water, and it will root in a few weeks, and then you'll have tons of African violets. And that was the fastest way to root them. But, you know, all the rules had to be broken, and sometimes that is true. I'm not saying it's always true, but it can be true. And I remember listening to somebody talking about African violets, and they basically said, you know, it's like break all the rules, because if you're going to be successful at this, it's not, you know, it's different. And so the more you work with things. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick, you know, plug for all you guys. Maybe you never heard of a master gardener. Maybe you never thought you could do it. But I want to encourage you to take that step and become a master gardener. And if you're like me, and for some reason you're not going to do that, because I know for us, I know that's not going to happen for us. I know Clay and I aren't going to do that. It's just not going to fit into our lives. We're retired, and it's just not something that we are going to do. But that doesn't mean I can't do and study as much as I can and even ask master gardeners. It's just that I know I cannot make that commitment right now in my life because of other things that are going on. So I just figured that learn as much as I can in my free time. So there you go, guys. Master gardening. And remember, big or small, you too could be a backyard farm.